Hello again. I have a new book for you this week that's up and coming. This is The Antique Hunter's Death on the Red Sea by C.L. Miller. This one is about Freya Lockwood and her Aunt Carole, who are back in the sequel to the popular Antique Hunter's Guide to Murder, which I have previously reviewed and shared with you guys. This is about a painting that goes missing from a maritime museum, and a dead body is found at that location. So they're on the case under the banner of their new business as stolen antiquities hunters. The trail leads them to taking an antiques cruise towards the Red Sea in Jordan, in which they start to spot stolen items on the inventory and find out that their nemesis, the collector, may be at hand. C.L. Miller is the daughter of Judith Miller, a well-known antiques expert and author of the Miller's Antique Guide, Price Guide. So her knowledge of antiques and the antiques dealership world is peppered delightfully throughout this series. The first novel in this series was very well received, and so this book comes eagerly anticipated by readers. In structure, the book is written in first person for what Freya sees or her point of view, and third person for other characters' point of view. In this book, and I get the feeling that there will be more in this series, Freya has started her business as an antiquities hunter, as I mentioned, or investigators who locate and reclaim stolen items that have been stolen from museums and things like that. And she and her Aunt Carole are hoping to find their first clients and kind of build that business. Initially, the book captures some of that anxiety of a small business finding its footing and the excitement of sort of making it work and starting out. I really like these two characters in general. Freya is very likable and relatable, like a fairly ordinary person. She's vulnerable but strong, though I do find it an odd choice to have just her chapters in first person. I don't know, it just sort of, what is the point of that? Aunt Carole is someone who really shines as a character, and she has a playful theatricality to her that I really enjoy. Some characters from the previous book are here as well. For me, I found that I'd sort of forgotten them. And so sometimes at first I was a bit lost on which characters we were meant to remember and which were new. So, I realized as I was reading the book that it's sort of hinting at Agatha Christie as a mystery. Famously, some of Christie's books were set in the world of antiquities and set in this kind of part of the world. But really, this isn't a cozy mystery series. It's more a cozy adventure series. It's about Freya facing up to the bad guys, but the bad guy is always the collector. And the collector is never going to be a huge twist because we know that it's not Freya or Carole or one of our main characters, basically. There's plenty of golden era mystery locations here, but there's no whodunit in the sense that we know the collector ordered the death of whoever. We find out why, but we may be more interested in if Phil and Freya will get together or how our heroines will get out of being kidnapped or that kind of thing. Also, the collector is written a lot more kind of like a comic book character. It made me think of The Phantom, where the collector has been around for a very long time and is kind of a legend, and the mantle of being the collector is secretly passed on to a successor. So it's actually many people, but it sort of becomes very mysterious because it seems like this one person that can't die or whatever. So it's sort of a cozy adventure novel series rather than a mystery series. I liked this book on the whole. It's a story world I like to spend time in. I like the two leads, and I like all the little sort of tidbits about the antiquities world or, little things about antiques I didn't know about or whatever. This time the plotting felt a little uneven. The middle felt sometimes like nothing was really happening, and then the ending sort of felt a bit sped up in comparison to that. There wasn't really that mystery to keep the reader interested that we sort of had in the first book. The romance was a bit lackluster, honestly. There was not a lot of sort of tension or like smolder between the two characters there. There were some nice things with references to little clues that Arthur, he was the victim in the first novel. He sort of left things behind for Freya to find, knowing that she would piece things together. And I mean, that's kind of fun. And there's a nice side plot with their assistant Skye, who was back on dry land. It felt like the middle novel in a trilogy. Basically, like, good if you liked the first one, a lot of setup for the next one, but maybe not as satisfying on its own. I did like it, and if you liked the first one, you'll probably like this one, but I do think it maybe needed a little bit more plot and sort of more of a hook, maybe. I'm not sure. So this one is for you. Like I said, if you read the first one and you wanted more, it has more in common with maybe Elizabeth Peters, sort of, more than something like Death on the Nile by Christie. Though it's a little bit slow in times, the details are quite good. So maybe that will help you decide whether you want to read it. If you've read the first one in this series, or you've read this one and you have an opinion on it, let me know in the comments, because I would find that really interesting. And I will chat to you guys there if you would like to tell me something. I'll talk to you in the comments. And thank you for watching and hanging out with me on my channel. You can check out some of my other videos. I also have another channel and socials, so you can find links below if you want more of that. And if you want to hang out again, remember to like and subscribe. And you can always leave a comment, let me know what you thought, or let me know what else you might want to see. Thank you.